calling this agenda meeting to order. I'm Vice Mayor Gail Nightinger, and I am I'm filling in today for our mayor who is absent. We'll start with an invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Dear God, as we come together, we ask for your wisdom and guidance. Lead us to make decisions that are clear and aligned with the needs of our community. As always, keep a watchful eye over our first responders and city staff as they continue to serve and protect our citizens. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Carly, can you please call the roll?
Heidinger.
Here.
Thomas.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Reed.
Here.
Penny.
Okay, this is the proposed agenda for Monday, March 10th, our regular commission meeting, which incidentally is on Monday because the election is on Tuesday. So it'll be Monday at 7 p.m. We'll start with a public hearing, which is quasi-judicial, consideration of an application for variance from Brian Morrison for 7045 Hibiscus Avenue South in South Pasadena. We have no unfinished business. The consent agenda, which will be the approval of the commission meeting minutes for the month of February 2025, on file in the city clerk's office. And having no new business, we will adjourn this agenda meeting and go down for our administrative workshop.
That was quick.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Call to order the administrative workshop of Tuesday, March 4th. And Carly, will you call the roll?
Heidinger.
Here.
Thomas.
Here.
Thompson. Here. Reed.
Here.
Penny.
Okay, the first item up for discussion is a hurricane recovery update. And I believe we need Terry.
Get the whole gang.
Everybody. Okay,
Everybody.
come on up.
Bring the party.
Bring the party up.
How is everyone today?
Morning.
Good.
So far, so good, but it's early.
All good.
We got all of you here.
Short and sweet.
This could be expensive.
Should we introduce our new employee?
I was going to, yeah. We can do it now. You want to do it now?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll take a pause for just a second. I want to introduce Kelly Britton Cant to you all if you haven't met her yet. Kelly is our new marketing coordinator. She started yesterday. She has already jumped right in. She's posting on our Facebook page. She's putting some stuff together for us. Very excited about some ideas she's got, and yeah, I think it's a good fit. So I just wanted to welcome Kelly.
Welcome, Kelly.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Nice. Good.
Look forward to your magic.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Who goes first?
I guess I
All right.
Um, We've been busy. We're issuing lots of permits. We've gotten, I believe it was, I didn't bring my numbers with me, 775 applications since October 1st. We've issued 337, I believe is my number.
I'm getting it.
Sorry. I had it on my desk, but I was in the middle of a phone
You
call.
posted that on Facebook too, didn't
Yes,
you?
Kelly posted it for us.
Yeah,
I
I
saw
saw
it
it.
there.
I
Yeah, that
saw
was
it.
good.
Very
That was
exciting.
really good.
Yeah.
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 So we've gotten lots done. We're in the middle of, Le Chateau had put in, I believe it was 82 permits or some crazy number. So we're processing those as quickly as we can. And we finished Sun Islands, so they've all been done. And some of the ones on Shore Drive have been processed and issued. So a lot of the condos are starting to do their remodel. So now we're busy with lots of inspections. So, but it seems to be going a little smoother now that things are coming out a little quicker. So
So you're saying that all of Bay Island's permits have been processed?
yes, I don't know if they've all been picked up, but they have been processed.
Okay, good.
And then, like I said, Le Chateau is 80 buildings, so it's a bunch of those have been issued already. And they have 3 phases. So phase 1 has been issued, like 3/4 of it, and they've got 2 more after that. So we are rolling.
Running.
Terry, how many private homes in the city, or roughly, have to actually tear down their homes and go up?
So what we're finding is a lot of the properties are getting the private appraisals, which up their value. So there are a few that we've got, I think, 3 or 4 demos on the island right now that we've actually received the applications for. We've got one that is being elevated, that was not substantially damaged.
They're
but
actually going to elevate
They're
the
gonna elevate the
house.
structure. And then we've got a bunch in the mobile home community that are being demolished. So,
Okay.
I think the total for substantial damage was about 60
In the park?
throughout the whole
Oh,
city.
Okay.
And one of those was Lutheran residences, and one was a, what's the name of it? The 1820
Oh, Dolphin's View.
Dolphin View.
The rehab center.
Oh, it's right there.
That was,
Right,
So, I
right
mean,
next to
there
the
were-
park there?
Yeah.
that was a
So,
total.
Yeah.
yeah.
Was that
So-
total?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah, think
So-
about how close it sits there on the seawall.
Well, that and the whole back, storm doors all blew it, so. they-
And that's low anyway, it's
Yeah.
lower than the seawall.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stations come over to the park and sit over, have a good time, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've got.
I didn't realize it was total.
I didn't either.
So from commercial buildings, that would be the one that's coming down? Maybe.
So
yeah.
there is a possibility of getting an appraisal, and
Okay.
if it comes in where they can do it, you know, we kind of have to accept that.
The
appraisers
appraisal
have their
would give them more on the
licenses.
50% rule in order to
Correct, so we
do
give the
something.
structure a higher
Potential.
value.
Condo.
So Lutheran
Yeah.
Towers was
The
considered,
backside is,
Yes, substantially damaged.
yeah.
Yes, because they lost, in addition to the ground floor, and all their electrical equipment, all their generator, their fire pumps, their elevators were okay.
Okay.
The mechanical part was a struggle, but the elevators were fine because they went up to the 8th floor.
Gotcha.
But then they lost their roof. And in losing the roof, they damaged the top 3 stories. And the value of the structure wasn't that high. So they're talking about rehabbing it and, you know, changing the way the ground floor is and doing. So, but they're still in decision-making processes, so haven't gotten anything on that yet.
Wow.
What about the fountains? Because every time I peek down there, it's like trying to get into the White
They
House.
have their permits. They're working through it. The Springs has been calling for inspections. We've been going out there and doing those little by little. The Fountains has their permits as well for, there was some roof damage as well as drywall and top floors as well as ground floor got flooded, so they're working on it.
Yeah. Things are moving along.
Oh, yeah, it's,
the roof gets damaged, the upper floors are ruined by the rain, and then the
Velcro
flood
sign.
comes in,
Yeah.
so it's a lower floor, and you get to the section.
yeah.
Wow.
So, I think that's all I have. I'm going to Legislative Day on the 16th and 17th to go over a whole bunch of
Fair enough. There are probably a lot of the similar items that the Suncoast League and the Florida League are keeping an eye on, I'm sure. So, yeah, maybe we should touch base after you're up there.
The private provider one's a little scary. So, talking about them taking over and being able to issue permits and do all kind of stuff, so. But
If that were the case, would you even see it?
they'd get rid of me, no. There'd be no reason for me. But,
Who's next?
we'll see.
That will go. The guys are slowly, as you see, slowly getting our medians and stuff back together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting there. Lift station one, bless you. Lift station one, we do have both of our pumps in there. We have it's kind of a combo. Some of it is because of Helene, but we have a, state contractor coming in, piggybacking it, or has a, piggyback contract, cause we can't get number 2 pump in because we have a bad valve. This was something we was working on before the storms came, and then, so we gotta do about $70,000 worth of stuff, yeah. So some of that, I will get with the finance department afterwards, cause some of it's actually gonna be Helene that they fix, and then the other is gonna be, so we have to add 2 valves, replace one, we're adding another one. Just so, if something goes bad down there again, we don't go through this process again. It is original, I don't know, it's weird, because the valves never go bad, and they went bad, so I don't understand that, but,
Well, we never have a storm like that.
yeah, and I don't think that, it wasn't the storm didn't do it, it was just, I don't know. I mean, we exercise them, all our valves in those every year, and it's frozen, yeah, I guess, but either way, so that's in the works here, coming soon. Our shop and our annex building, we are on the list I gotta have a contractor signed, and we're just on the list and waiting for our turn to get those back. Not much. I mean, the shop, I think, was 12,000, and I wanna say the annex was like 5,000 or 6,000 off the top of my head, so not a huge expense, but, it's just trying to get the guys back to a little bit of normalcy in their shop in there. Pretty much, I think.
And we're
that's-
still waiting on evaluation for repairs or what we're gonna do with this building,
With this
right?
building, yeah,
We're
that's,
fighting
yeah.
with insurance.
Yeah, and insurance, they're like, we got a letter from them saying that they weren't gonna cover the repairs at the annex building, which I thought was odd, but, I mean, glad it's not very much, the, elevator was the worst, but, that was still, cheaper.
At the annex, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but yeah, this, insurance, yeah, that's,
They love you to pay, but nobody wants to
right,
help. It's a tough
Yeah.
thing, it really is.
But, other than that, that's pretty much, just our normal maintenance stuff that we're doing. We did replace a storm, catch basin in front of the shop, cause it was, or in the annex building, it was bad, so they put a new one in there for that, but that wasn't storm related, that's just maintenance stuff, but that's pretty much about what we got. Just keeping our heads above water.
We had, the solar folks were out Thursday and Friday, fixed all the solar lights at the fire station and in the hospital parking lot. This week, we're scheduled to have the antenna, fixed for the, lightning protection. And then the only thing we would have left after that to get the station fully back together is, they reinstalled the aluminum fencing around the generator and fuel tanks, but now they have to paint it. But
Yeah, it's looking way better.
way better, right?
Yeah.
So, yep, so all storm damage there has been, put back together, and just, working with Terry, trying to get the plan reviews turned out as quick as I can, and then, the inspections right now, some of those are starting to come in for the roofs and whatnot. Roofs, one thing that I think helped on a lot of these larger projects, we were able to meet together with the contracting companies that are doing like Bay Islands and Ruder Wa and Shore Drive, and just like put our eyeballs on the projects with the contractors before they submitted all their permits, so it helps them get the necessary items in those submittals so we can review them a little easier. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I think that it's the pre-permit inspections that we've been doing for everybody, and I think it makes a big difference when
Big
you go
difference,
out and you walk through and you go, hey, by the way, you're gonna have to do this as well, or what about, I don't see this in your paperwork.
Yeah.
Is that from like the FEMA requirements that they needed to
Code
do?
requirements.
Oh, code requirements,
So they
okay.
have to, anything that they open up has to be brought up to current code.
That probably was really helpful.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
big.
I wouldn't want it done any other way, right? It would have been too much work on the back end.
Yeah.
And when FEMA came in, they asked me how we're getting people to do that, and I said, told them they have to do it. And she made the comment that a lot of people who have never worked outside of the state don't do that, and I'm not sure why, but I guess they get a lot of kickback. People have been very receptive to it.
Yes.
In fact, most of the contractors have been appreciative that we go through it and talk through it with them. So, some of the bigger condos, I mean, a couple of them were a couple hours, but most of the small stuff is 15, 20 minutes, and you kind of go through and just see what you can see. And
It allows them to order the right material, right? So
Right,
we're not
saves them a lot of headache. No, that's,
Yeah.
makes sense.
I've gotten lots of great feedback on it, so. It helps when they say
Moving
things
along.
like, well, the fire chief said, no, he didn't, let me call him.
He's right behind you.
So,
Excellent.
yeah, and I think it's going pretty well.
Anything else on hurricane recovery?
Oh, I do. I got one more.
Other things.
One more I forgot.
Since we have you.
For the solar lights out behind the fire station in the Huffman area, Corey Way and all that, those are out still. The contractor is supposed to be there today or tomorrow to get those out because the streets are kind of dark because that's all the solar stuff. But we're on the list to be repaired, so they'll,
Okay.
it'll be probably a couple days hopefully, and it'll be an easy fix. They had found something underground, so how that happens is I don't know. But that's what they're claiming, so either way, hopefully those lights will be up and running by the end of the week. Yep, and then also, at our shop, Public Works shop, our ice machine went, and, I just need your permission to, rob Peter to pay Paul. I have, money left over from when we bought the tractor. So I need $5,000. I think there was like 18,000 left, but I need 5,000 just to get a new ice machine for the guys. It was a 2006, so we definitely got our money's worth out of it.
Are we good on that,
As long as
everybody?
you have consensus, yep.
All right.
And
Thank
your
you.
ice machine, you move it every
Gotta keep
year.
you guys cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's coming.
You gotta have the
Yeah,
ice
you gotta-
machine.
you gotta have
Yeah.
ice.
Yep. All right. No, that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Chief,
Thank you.
anything?
No, just on that, we did have an officers meeting yesterday, and there's Jim. What I'll probably end up doing is in this year's capital budget, we have a ice machine, funny enough, and a photocopier. Probably gonna move those back at least 1 to 2 years. I talked to staff, and we're okay with the current copy machine. The ice machine's hanging in there, so really no reason to do it,
If you don't need it.
I'll just keep it in, just,
Yeah.
in the next year or two, just in case, but I think this year we're absolutely fine. So you'll see those items get moved. And then probably the worst news is the first 2025 early forecast came out for the, so I won't even talk about it yet, but it's not very comforting. I actually got sick to my stomach, but we'll talk about that.
That bad, huh? I gotta look that up now.
That's
Great.
leaving us
Great.
hanging. That's leaving us
So I need
hanging.
to schedule my vacation before the season.
June 1st to October, I'm gonna be on vacation.
You want to say something about the award for our team?
Speaking of
Yeah, that's, I was
hurricanes.
trying to make faces at you. I was thinking,
You need some popcorn.
the money.
So Saturday night at the John Maroney Legacy Foundation's 29th annual Law Enforcement and First Responder Dinner,
There you go.
they actually added an additional award. I didn't expect that. So we sent 6 folks, 6 firefighters, 5 firefighters, 1 lieutenant, deputy chief, and myself were in attendance, and we received the Hurricane Emergency Response Team Award for the South Pasadena Fire Department. So they were actually kind enough to give, each individual got their own award plaque. They did a little bit of the video that was shot that night that you guys probably saw on
Oh,
CNN.
the one in the boat? Nice, nice. Yeah, that was epic.
Let's have some
It was
theme music,
really,
but do
it was really nice. I was there.
Yeah, it was.
The audience just really very happy about it, and it was just really nice for the guys to be able to be recognized. It was a rough time for them too, so it's nice to be recognized for the things that you do for the community.
And I know they had a photographer there, so really interested in seeing, you know, if some of those photographs are.
You're talking to them, right, about
Kelly
that?
asked yesterday.
Great, perfect. Yeah, it took a
She's
lot
on
of
it.
nice photos.
Yeah.
And we got one later on with the people, I was there with the mayor and Commissioner Thompson.
Yeah.
So they got pictures with all of us. It was
Yes.
nice.
I did.
Anything else, guys?
Yes,
Carly?
Pasadena Community Church. Money.
Yes, thank you. So, of course, you guys know Vice Mayor Neininger is my Commissioner of Public Safety. So we had this conversation, I wanted to bring it before you guys. Typically, we bring the staff from Pasadena Community Church in post EOC activation because of all they do for us and give us, give them a thank you. Historically, we've done, I believe, we're gonna make another plaque for the church. Gosh, they're probably tired of getting these plaques
No,
by
they're
now,
like
but.
lining them up in the hallway.
In historically, we've done a $50 gift card to like a local business. We just felt with the length of time and the amount of effort they put in for both Helene and Milton, right, that was back to back, they stayed open for us basically the whole time. We were in there for Helene, out for Milton, back for Milton. So we thought maybe a little more. So our thought was, and the number we landed on, we were gonna do $200 Visa gift card for each person that was there. And I think, what did I say, probably six
You
or
told me 7.
seven, so that'd be $1,400
Mm-hmm.
if I'm doing the math right in my head. Just want to get you guys' okay to move forward with that.
They worked hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good peoples.
Amazing.
Yes, they are.
And some of their homes got hit during
Yeah,
the
yeah, they did.
remained with us.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're thinking with the gift card, whatever they needed, they wouldn't be limited to where they could, you know, if they needed something for their home or whatever, hopefully that could be used for that.
I have a suggestion too.
You okay?
I go to that church.
Okay.
And when you're walking when you go in the side to get in the main part of the church, which you can't right now, but their walkway up there, mildews.
Okay.
It looks terrible, but right now they don't have the money to really do it. And I thought, gosh, if somebody went and pressure washed it or something, it just looks awful, you know? But just it was a suggestion, nice, whatever.
So pressure wash it for them?
Yeah.
I can reach out to the union.
Okay.
That might be a better union
Like
with
a
the staff.
volunteer type thing, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Or voluntold.
I
Yeah.
just thought,
Voluntold.
Voluntold.
We
I
can
just
find
thought
some
we
guys
do
who
something
volunteer.
nice for them because they always let us and they
Yeah.
just don't, they don't really have
Okay.
the money.
That may be a better volunteer union
Yeah.
option
Yeah.
than staff.
Yeah, you know, yeah, and I would like to partake in that too. I think myself and Deputy Chief, if they had the equipment even, you know,
Yeah,
I can't imagine it would take too long.
yeah. It's just that one little walkway.
I
and-
think I know which one you're talking about. It
Yeah.
goes to like the nursery.
Yeah, and it's just, he said it mildews. I even said I would pay to have that done or do
Okay.
something that would even elevate it, cause he said what happens, it rains and then it lays there and does the same thing.
Sure, sure. That's easy.
Do we have, do you think they have a pressure wash machine?
I don't know.
Well, they'll find one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good idea.
Pressure wash machine.
Pressure wash machine.
It has, I'm guaranteed something, somebody.
We'll figure it out. So-
Okay, anything else?
So consensus for $200 Visa gift
Yes.
cards for the 7 volunteers.
Yeah.
And then I believe they're planning to come to our March 25th
March 25th.
meeting, which is also our swearing in meeting, so please come dressed for photos anyway. but we'll be doing some photos that morning as well, cause they'll be here for that,
That's great.
that morning.
We
For us to
know they
thank
got
them.
At the League of Women Voters
She will not
that
be
we
here.
were at, there were volunteers there too.
Yep,
Okay,
yep,
Scheduled forever.
yep.
okay.
So, sorry.
No,
No, that's
they're
okay.
busy.
I'm sorry to. sorry to-
Okay, no, that's fine, good. All right, done, you guys? All right.
Good
The
job.
next,
Good job.
The next item on discussion is the House Bill 301 on sovereign immunity cap. I assume that's you, Tom?
No, that's actually me.
Oh, it's you,
Yeah,
okay.
Commissioner Thompson, did you wanna
yes.
introduce this really quickly
Yeah.
before we transition to the next
Oh,
item?
Okay.
I know what this is.
Um,
Yeah.
I had thought, we had talked about the gentleman that came to the meeting, last meeting, saying that, you know, we're giving permits.
I need one.
Oh, sorry, permits off for people that have to reconstruct, but we have nothing about ones that have to go elevate. There's, on their permits, this one guy, that gentleman that night said he had to pay, I think he said $2,000 he had to pay. Were you, remember him at the meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, well, that's showing partiality to someone that has to fix it at home, and he suffered a lot too, so I thought we should write something that those people that have to elevate should not have to, and Jim's gonna kill me over there, I know, he's looking the other way. But anyway, that was, did you wanna look at it? I'll give you one. Here. No.
So Terry, in this vein with what Lynn is handing out, I noticed the building permit's up in the lobby of my building, and it has a $15,000 cost, and it says it was paid. Does that reflect the discount, or is that the full? That does
So-
reflect the discount.
So, yeah, so what you waived in the original resolution was the building permit fee only. So there is still the plan review fee, the application fee, and the surcharges that we send to the state
I saw that.
are still part of those
Plan
fees.
review is the most expensive part of it,
Correct.
yeah, as it should be.
And plan review is half of what a building permit fee would be. So,
This that I had on here does not include swimming pools, decks, or it's just the house structure, it doesn't include that.
I'm not clear on what we're asking to do here. Are
Well-
you?
Well, what I'm asking is the ones that have to get a permit to elevate their house or go up. We gave half off, we gave, not half off, we forfeited the fees for those that had to do inside construction or to get their house back in
Right.
shape. But we didn't give any provision for a person that had to totally go up or rebuild their house, elevate it. Then they're having to pay the building permit for, the other one was just for someone reconstructing the inside. Yeah.
yeah, so the fees were waived for remodel for hurricane damage as well as for demolition. But new construction was not part of that. So if they tore down and restarted, they got the demolition permit was free, but they do not get the building permit fee free.
Even though the new construction is because of the hurricane destroyed the house.
Not always.
Not always.
Sometimes it's a choice. You know, it could be that they had damage or they just don't want to go through it again. So,
But I don't feel if someone comes and buys a house like they bought yours, if you didn't tear it down, I don't feel that they should get a free permit because it should stay with the original owner of the house.
that becomes a little more challenging.
Yeah,
Because
that's
if they sell it, we don't track that record.
Can't expect them to do a title search.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Because that would be, you know, and then I guess the other thing is this expires March 31st. So,
But I extended it, I get, on here, I should be extending it.
to June 30th.
So Terry and I are in the process of putting together some numbers for you all to give you an idea as we go along of basically what the waived permits actually means to the city in terms of
Lost revenue.
losses, yeah. And trying to potentially come up with what this could be, maybe. maybe, but also trying to put together, an idea of what resources are available to those that have gone through a substantial damage process and are going to tear down and rebuild, because there are different benefits available to those that are going through that process than those that are not. And so that's not to say do it or don't do it, it's just to kind of give you an idea of this is what it sort of means to the city in terms of finances, and this is what options and funding is available to those that are going through this, because there are some benefits that, I don't wanna call them benefits, as that sounds terrible, because these people are in awful situations. So we'll say like assistance. There is different assistance available
Yes.
for those that are going through a tear down and elevate and rebuild than for those that aren't. And so we're in the process of putting that together as sort of a part of this discussion. We just don't have it ready today.
I'd sort of like to see that
So-
before.
It's like the Elevate Florida program, they replace like 75% of the cost of elevation for the property.
And I understand that some people have already applied for that.
There are many,
Yeah.
yes. And then you
Increased cost of compliance coverage.
correct, you get an additional benefit through the flood insurance program.
Yeah.
I believe it's like $30,000 if you're doing it for increased cost of compliance.
For the demolition, right?
Well, it could be for a rebuild as well.
Oh, for
If you
rebuild.
have,
Yeah.
if there are things that you have to do in order to make it meet code,
Right.
that you wouldn't have had to do previously. So, sorry, I'm just seeing this, so I
Yeah.
just need to,
I'd like to see some,
Read it before the,
Yeah.
that's why we just passed it out, so everybody
It
can
would be
read it.
nice to see some numbers on this.
I would like to see
Consider-
numbers.
I will
Yeah.
work on that.
I think the thought was to discuss it fully at a future meeting.
Yeah.
That was my understanding of
Right.
the
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, I'd like to see numbers, and I'd also like to know what is available for people that are doing that before we, stick our necks out and
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
we're gonna pick up the tab for
Yeah, I just
this.
don't wanna see us pick up the tab for something that the government program's gonna pick up.
Right,
And-
that's
and yeah,
available
I'm
to
not, I'm
them.
not trying to say do it or don't do it, we just wanna have some
Yeah. Of
idea,
course.
because there are different programs depending on your situation. So if there
I
is
agree.
a program in place, we just want you to know before you all make certain choices. So,
I do have a question, though. If you're considering extending the deadline beyond the March 31st, that's something that would need to be done soon.
they can retro it back.
But we'll be issuing permits, and then it'll be refunds.
It would make it difficult, but
Yes.
we can.
So you're saying we need to, if we're going to extend it, we need to do it at the next meeting,
We could do it the 25th.
25th?
Yeah, I think if you're leaning that way, I wouldn't do necessarily this resolution for that, but just
We can do the
if you're
extension.
just an extension
alone.
portion.
Yeah,
And we can talk about this more in depth, of course, but
yeah.
You mean an extension to what we already have?
Right.
If you
Yeah.
want to, because right now it ends the end of the month.
Right.
If nothing changes, it ends the end of
to
the month.
go through the,
Yeah, you don't wanna go back, you don't wanna go back
Yeah.
and redo.
I'm sorry.
Well, we're meeting to have an administrative workshop on the 25th, right? Maybe we should make
Can
that
they extend
decision.
it by consensus?
Is
the
that enough
25th,
time?
Yeah.
And then do a retro at the April
Yeah.
meeting? Okay, so
So
we'll,
then you're
we'll
aware.
discuss it at the 25th.
If we have consensus, can we continue?
Yes.
That's what she's
Uh,
saying. They
without-
can,
okay.
we can move forward with consensus and then do a retro vote at the April meeting.
Okay, I'm better about that.
Yeah,
If-
that was kind of my thought, was
I
we
was
were gonna
like,
try to make
oh.
some decisions at the 25th
Okay.
date. See
Yeah, I
what-
just
To
didn't wanna-
extend the application to refund as well.
We could talk about that at the 25th also.
We
I
haven't
really
gotten
hope that
very
people
many.
have
We don't
Yeah.
wanna have to do
Request.
that if we don't have to, with the refund, cause that's sticky and it's more work for you.
We kind of are hoping that people that are entitled to it have done it, because the longer it gets,
True.
the murkier it gets, yeah, so.
Well, the reason I gave that, because I know that gentleman, I don't know if he did say his name, but I don't know, that he would probably come back to see, because he had mentioned about, he had to, just that we'd at least know something, we could at least talk about it and then give him an answer or something, so. All right. Okay, thank you.
Okay, anything else for the group?
Not on that, but we had the other agenda item.
Oh,
House Bill 301.
oh, I thought that's what we were doing.
No, that was,
Okay, look, who's gonna talk
that was
about
not-
301?
that's
Harley.
me. Yeah, I'll give you this. You've seen it. it's just not the House bill pages. So I sent out the House bill pages that, kind of best covered the situation. This is more of just an FYI, letting you guys know. We also got a request from our, insurance provider about this. So, the House bill pages were sent out. Basically, there is, a sovereign immunity cap that protects government agencies, and there is some proposed legislation to change the numbers. This is the request that we got from our insurance provider about this. They are actually asking that elected officials basically send in, please don't do this, up to the state. They are looking to change sovereign immunity limits from $200,000 per person and $300,000 per occurrence to $1 million per person and $3 million per occurrence, which is a big jump. But so we wanted to make sure that you were aware of it, let you all kind of discuss this. If you'd like to send something from the city commission as a whole, you can do that. If you want to send them individually, you can. The letter that they requested be sent, I have that here for you as well. But it would affect the city legally, but we just wanted to make you all aware of this proposed legislation, so.
Yesterday, I was on the Monday morning legislative call with the Florida League of Cities, and then I had an advocacy meeting last night with the Suncoast League of Cities. And clearly, this is problematic for small cities like ours. And the vast majority of cities are smaller than, that's why they have a top 10 cities in the state. We're not in it. It's a one-size-doesn't-fit-all bill right now, and the league's position is we recognize that there's a need to adjust the caps because they haven't been adjusted in a long, long time.
Yeah, long time.
But there's gotta be some middle ground between this 1 million, 3 million from the 200, 300. So,
What are they
that's
recommending?
all, well, it's, session's just starting today. So I'll be up there on the 24th for a couple days, there's people starting to go up next week. But the leagues, both Suncoast League and Florida League, are in opposition to this bill as it currently is written. But the position is we're willing to work with the legislators to craft a better bill and give them something. Because again, it hasn't been adjusted, I wanna say 20 years.
Yeah, it's like 20 or 30 years. It's been those numbers.
So-
It's been those numbers for a long time, so I don't think anybody's necessarily questioning
Wow.
that. But that is a very large jump and a very big number for a small city.
So my first take, and I'll throw this by you because I haven't taken this to the league, when I first read this, is maybe, why couldn't a bill have a stair step based on population? Because $3 million to us is catastrophic,
Different
than $3 million to St. Pete.
Yeah, right.
That's their walking around money, and that's a quarter of our budget. So, that's kind of where I want to go with this, when I'm talking to the senators up there and the representatives, is to maybe look at a stair step. Does anybody think that?
Percentage of your operating budget.
Yeah, like a percent of your
Yeah.
GDP, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Something that way every city is impacted equally and fairly. So I don't know if they'd be willing to go into that kind of detail and figuring out how to calculate this, but those are my thoughts on it. But just so you all know, the leagues are both on this. This is probably one of the top bills they're watching. And it's come up before. Came up years ago, I think with these same caps when I first got into office.
Probably,
They came around and didn't make it, but seems to be a lot of energy towards doing something this year.
So just wanted to make you all aware, if you want to individually send, like I said, there's the suggested letter that they ask.
Okay.
Or we could issue one on behalf of the entire commission if you'd just like to do that.
I would recommend that myself.
It's,
Yes.
Yeah.
okay, I can prep that for the mayor's signature when he gets back.
Yeah.
And I think just to add that this increase would be through 2030, and then it would increase again in 2030, according to the bill.
Up until, it would stay till 2030 and then go
Correct.
up again.
Yeah.
I didn't get that
Oh my
far.
God.
And the statute of limitations, I believe, is proposed to be shortened. I want to say from 4 years to 2 years.
Who came up with this kind of an increase?
I believe this is DeSigley's bill,
Who?
isn't it?
I think so.
It's a what?
Nick DeSigley from the Senate's bill.
Great.
I think, don't hold me to that. I've looked at so many last night.
Yeah.
And he's got a couple out there that are not exactly friendly to cities.
No,
you know.
no. They voted for him.
Yeah, weird, but anyway.
Okay.
That's all I have to add to that.
Yep,
Thank you,
just-
thank you
yeah.
for allowing me.
good,
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll prep this for
definitely.
the mayor's signature.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, and spread the word if you talk to other elected officials, so, in other, not you all, other cities, you don't talk. Other cities,
Wow.
spread the word, please.
You don't talk.
You
It'd
don't
be
talk.
hard for you.
You don't talk. Outside of this room, please don't talk.
Well, I mean, it's good to know that the league, as well as the Sunset League, the Florida League is opposed.
Yeah.
And they've got some power too,
Yeah.
to do
Hopefully,
some things,
yeah.
so. Okay, anything else for the good of anybody?
Yes, one sort of housekeeping item. Sean, do you want to help me with this one, or you want me to just talk?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so you all know we had discussed back in January consolidating your offices to make some room for new positions until we're able to, do some long-term planning. As y'all know, our layout here with glass tends to be very open. So our thought is actually to do a little bit of frosting of some of the glass, especially we'll be using this office on the end, which is currently Commissioner Thompson's office, will become a staff office. So we were going to frost that glass. I guess my question to you all is, if you're consolidating into these two offices, would you like those to be frosted as well? They're sort of fish bowls at the moment, but like we did some of the mayor's office, I don't know if you've seen, the door is frosted, so it still lets light in, but there's a level of privacy there. So if we're having them come out to do partial, to deal with some staff, do you want these fronts and this door to be done as well?
How much is it gonna cost?
There you go.
I'll
we
have
get
that
quotes,
tomorrow.
yeah.
The guys
They're
coming out
I
tomorrow.
mean, if it's gonna cost a lot of money, I say
I
no.
don't think it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically like a sticker.
I'm okay with
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
Take
it's
So-
like window tint.
For as often as I'm in there, if they wanna see me, I'm there.
I've been frosted for 8 years.
Okay, it was
Yeah.
for, if they're
No,
coming
let's,
out,
we just,
and
'cause
honestly,
one's
like,
gonna be and the other two.
yeah, did you want them to
So
match?
if you do one, you gotta do them all, right?
Well,
I don't
just
think
at
you
least-
have to, but do you want them
I'll
to
get
match?
a price. I don't think it's gonna be that much. I'll
But
let you know.
it's not, I'm not hung up on that
Buy it, it's
either
not
way.
$12 a can, you
I say
spray
don't
with
do it.
frost I
Do it
did some-
yourself.
Yeah, I did it.
We did it, our clubhouse, you just peeled the stuff off and we put it on there.
You can do it that way or you can spray it.
I don't think it's gonna be a lot, so.
Yeah.
We'll look at it and see.
Save the money, take everybody out to lunch. I mean, to me, it's a waste of money.
That sounds frosty to me.
Okay, well, we'll just do the,
We'll
We'll
just
just
do
do the
the
two-
ones we
the-
need to do then.
yeah, no worries.
Kinda
No,
what I think.
that's fine.
Okay.
We're happy with it.
Okay,
We're starting off pretty good on this new relationship.
I like it.
Well, you got the hammer.
Yes, I do. Are we done? Anybody else? Done.
Get out of